I'm your host, David Jones, and today I have my friend Carl Wise here, and today we're going to talk about My Hero Academia. Carl, what is our topic?
Our topic today is the heroes and how do I put this? How their powers could either evolve, and if it would be a practical, and if it could be a practical feat to, use in combat situations.
So let me make sure we understand this. We're going to talk about the powers in Class 1A and how their powers could evolve into a better combat power.
Correct. So I'm going to start off with one that we were discussing a little bit beforehand, Todoroki's powers. As far as we know, Todoroki's abilities to create ice is, well, what it seems is he can only create ice from what he's contacting, i.e., if he has contact with the ground, he makes a giant ice wall. Same such as. But I'm curious if he could use that to freeze the air around him, say creating ice shards that could, fall down upon the enemies or trap the enemies or even a distraction to the enemies. Is that a possible feat? Is that a practical use for Todoroki's abilities and his powers? What do you think, Jones?
I want to say, I don't remember the guy's powers from 1B during the cavalry battle, where he was able to kind of create a bubble around someone.
Right.
But I know his power has something to do with, like, the molecules in the air. So I don't know if that is somewhat similar to what Todoroki is possible to doing with his ice. But I can't see how he would be able... Because I know when he uses his ice powers, you see the ice, like the kind of like ice crystals floating down. So he might be able to like freeze the air. But at this point, I don't think... We would have to see a little more of his ice powers in combat other than his typical his range attacks.
Correct.
Because right now, all we've seen him do is use ice from his hands to freeze, like, the surrounding, like...
object he's touched.
Not the objects, but his surroundings to use as defense. And then he uses his feet as an attack to range, to create, the ice wall of attack. Or to, or he focuses his fire on as more of an attack / defense. Now, since, Meteoria kind of talks some sense into him.
Right. I kind of agree with that because Todoroki's abilities doesn't really suit him for his abilities doesn't really suit him for range.
But he makes it work.
He does. But the thing is, My Hero Academia is a lot more scientific than it kind of gives credit for. It looks
that
like
it touches on.
That it really touches on. Generally speaking, their quirks are exactly what they are, quirks. I wouldn't call them super abilities. They are super abilities, per se.
They're powers, but they're not, they're powers that kind of
function as them.
Yeah.
Basically, their quirks, everybody has quirks. We have quirks now. We don't have superpowers, but we have quirks. And that's what their quirks are kind of lead to.
Kind of like how some people in the real world have really good hearing or can just see really good.
Exactly. Those would be quirks, unusual.
Or can withstand cold better than some others.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the quirks that some people naturally have or born with. Some in My Hero Academia, they have a little bit more super quirks. So it's just a matter of fact that their quirks are a part of them, and it could grow. It couldn't change at all. Things might just always stay the same. But, there's still possibilities of people to, say, increase said quirk, increase said ability.
I never thought about that. Because they do touch on that a lot with, certain people, Momo.
Yeah.
How she can only create things using the fat in her body.
Yeah.
So like I don't know why I never thought that it was actually just like a part of them, not like an actual power.
Yeah. He's my favorite character, but I am terrible with names. Electricity. Can't really think of his name.
It starts with a D, I believe. He's not really like the focus character.
I know, but I love his quirk. Mainly because he gives a better example of what, his quirks is. So, for those who know, his quirk is electricity. Think of it as like a super discharge in Pokemon. He discharges electricity outwards.
He's Pichu.
Yeah, basically he's Pichu. His powers, and humans as it stands are basically electric currents. We have electric currents going through our body right now.
Sorry.
We have electric currents going through our body right now. I mean, that's just how we function. And his quirk just supercharges his electricity, but does not make him immune to it.
Well, it does.
Not necessarily. He's immune to a certain way, but when he fully releases his quirk,
Yeah.
it fries him.
Yeah.
Like any normal person, if they get electrocuted to a certain extent, their brain would be fried.
Yeah.
It's just his quirk is able to, eventually recover from it, but I don't think it's been that well since he's not that smart.
I'm about to say, because I think his battle with the principal, which, by the way, before I say more, spoiler alert, up until episode 37 of My Hero Academia Season 2. So, forewarn if, you're not
You've
caught
been
up.
slacking for some reason.
Great show. Please catch up. But his final battle with the principal, and the fact that, like, him and... Who was the other person he worked with?
The acid girl.
Yeah, okay, the Pinky. That's her dub name, at least.
Yes, Pinky.
They weren't smart. They were just kind of running around. So even if he does fry his brain using his power, he's not frying much.
Yeah, I'm about to say, as many times as you've seen him overuse his powers, frying himself, he probably fried it a lot.
And he could be strong if he learns to not overcharge his abilities.
The first attack he does, yes.
He's kind of like Deku.
Yeah.
If he can learn to use his powers at small amounts, then he would be fine.
Electricity is a very powerful weapon to, immobilize, paralyze, a very good attack, very good, yes, his discharge attack, but he doesn't need to release everything he has into one discharge attack.
I think he's been doing a good job at it, because he doesn't fry his brain every single time he battles.
Yeah, no, he does. He can still shoot his electricity. It's just him fully discharging. He just needs to get better at not fully discharging.
Yeah. His name is, by the way, is Kaminari Dinky, and his hero name is the Stun Gun Hero Charge Bolt.
The Stun Gun Hero Charge Bolt. Okay.
So that was his name.
That's a mouthful.
It very much is. I don't understand their names sometimes, but that could be a different episode. The guy I want to talk about though is, and I hate his hero name, and I hate this character in general, but Mineta.
Grape juice? Why? I just said I hate grape juice.
I hate grape juice too. We have a friend who loves him for some reason.
Reggie.
I refuse to accept his final, that he planned that entire thing out. I refuse to accept that. But I feel like his power, he could use his power for a great offense and a great defense.
He would be a great support character. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think he could actually be a good frontline hero though.
How so?
Because, like, with his ability of using the great balls on his head to stick to things, and his quote-unquote planned grape rush against Midnight in his final.
Yeah.
could be a great like first line of like attack to maybe not cause as much damage to a city or populated area as say a All Might Detroit Smash.
Right.
That he pretty much destroyed an entire city against Deku and Bakudo. So, and I rewatched the assault on the UA training facility where Mineta, if it wasn't for Mineta, Deku and Sue would not have
gotten away
as quickly as they did.
Right. His sticky balls are, extremely useful because they are impossible to get off. And, when you stick a group of people together like that, they can't really do much. I'm not denying the fact that his powers aren't a great offensive or defensive person. It's just him as a character.
Oh, no. Him as a character, I agree. But I think if he learned and if he grew as a person and stopped being the whiny person he is and stop being a little pervert, then he could be a good frontline hero.
If not frontline, definitely a support character.
Oh,
a support hero.
Definitely he's for sure a good support hero.
There's a lot of good I've seen that would definitely make a lot of great support heroes.
Let me not waste my battery. Another person I don't really see the combat ability really for it, unless she's a good martial artist, is Pinky.
Pinky? Oh yeah, no. Her powers, she's not really combat. Again, so what I think her powers would be good for, disaster. She would be good in the disaster category.
But isn't that what 1A is about, is combat?
No, not at all. 1A is just I would say elite class. So the class that shows, the most highest potential of, their particular suits.
Okay, because I guess I assumed it was combat because when Deku went up against the mind control guy,
yeah,
he talked about how he didn't even get into class 1A because his ability didn't work against robots.
Right.
So he wasn't able to combat them really.
Yes. And with his abilities, he's still in 1B because not all of them are combat focused.
Who's not combat focused?
Okay. Well,
I would say Sue at first, but then we had that internship where
Sue
she freaking kicked butt.
Yeah, Sue's good, but it's Midoriya, not Midoriya. Is that, no, I say Midoriya.
I say Midoriya is going for
combat.
No,
we were just talking about him. Grape juice.
Mineta?
Mineta's, I don't see him combat at all.
I don't know how he's in this class.
Yeah. They just finally actually talked about him, and he actually showed his abilities. The guy who can talk to animals.
Koji.
Oh,
Koda.
Koda, yeah.
Koji Koda?
Yeah.
Something
I don't see him really being combat proficient because he's so timid. But I just think it's 1A's ability to execute their powers to, their full extent.
I guess that makes sense.
So,
be like the most useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like mind control, I mean, it is a great ability, but in a practical term, his powers would only be good in, I would say, a hostage situation. That's when he would excel at.
I could see
hostage situation or getting a villain.
A rampage.
Yeah, calming down a rampaging villain. But that's where he excels at. And to get back to the acid girl, she will excel at disaster relief. Say earthquakes, buildings crumble. She just needs to melt away
to save people.
To get to the people.
But if she melted too much, is she able to make it not melt or dissolve into people?
That's a good question.
Because we haven't really got much of her powers yet.
Yeah,
but she can slide around.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing, actually. She's sliding around, but she's not melting anything while she's sliding.
And that's my problem. That was the curious thing when in the final, I was like,
I just thought, now that you think about that, her slime could either be acid or slick. So maybe she can control what melts and what's just slime, lubricant or something like that.
So like, I don't know. I want more on the characters we haven't really got into yet.
All
which
right.
I kind of hope in season 3, if we get the camp, they touch on that.
Who are you looking forward to?
Tokiyami. Like, he's my number 1 favorite character of that show. I don't know fully anything about that character. I know he's weak against light. He has a sweet design. And him and Sue work together really well.
Right.
And he's able to keep calm.
Yeah, he's very...
Or discipline is what I'm looking for.
My only problem with Tokiyami is he relies on Dark Shadow too much.
And that's why I think I'm hoping the training camp helps that.
Yes.
Because
like their fight, if Dark Shadow, somebody gets in close, he doesn't really seem to have any kind of self-defense.
Yeah.
Dark Shadow is his self-defense and his offense. And I'm still wondering to see how powerful Dark Shadow becomes at night.
Oh yeah, we haven't got that yet.
We've never seen Dark Shadow at night, and he's mentioned like, I'm better at night just because Dark Shadow grows and is 10 times more powerful at night than he is in the day, where he becomes
darkness, at least.
In the darkness, and then you see Dark Shadow become a little more weak and shy and timid. So I'm curious to see what Dark Shadow and Tokiyami could do at night.
I think I would like to have Midoriya and Aizawa, Eraserhead, train a little bit with Tokiyami to have him more a little close combat oriented.
This is gonna be the funny part. I don't see Midoriya. Midoriya doesn't necessarily have a lot of combat training.
He doesn't have combat training, but with his
he's observant and copies what he sees. So what all the moves he's done is because of Kachan, Bakugo,
and I agree with that. But because of all these stuff he's observed and everything, he's able to go head to head with some strong people with quirks, i.e. Bakugo.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Midoriya has his own thought process to calculate his moves, what he needs to do, what should be done, and how it should be executed. But as for somebody who should, work with them or train with them to close combat, is what's her name? Ocheta? Not Ocheta.
Oh, Yuraka.
I think it's
Ochako.
Yeah, I think it should be her.
I would agree with that because she did internship with Gunhead.
She did do that Gunhead internship, and with her fight with 13, with her, I was like, oh my god.
I want to say that was luck.
That was not luck.
No, the reason I'm saying that's luck because she didn't let go on purpose.
Oh no, that was not planned. But what happened in that split second, her fighting instincts took in, and she took down 13 like that. Was not planned or anything.
Because when she let go, she was freaking out for a second, and then she quickly
She got closer. She got closer. 13 was like, I know what I need to do. Bam, bam, bam. 13 was done.
But if 13 didn't stop using his power, it wouldn't have worked.
Oh yeah, no. Unfortunately, 13 is just like a literal black hole. But then again, she used. Well, I wouldn't say she. Naval laser.
I hate that character.
I forgot about him. I'm gonna put him at the bottom. I would rather deal with Minato over naval laser.
Thank you.
Any day. But if it wasn't for naval laser, who either teasing her or maybe even had a slight idea of like, maybe if she gets in close, we could stop the 13's abilities, because
I'm not giving him that credit.
yeah, I really don't want to.
He noticed that she was blushing over Deku, and he was like, "Do you like Midoriya?" And she freaked out. That was not planned. I refuse to give him any kind of credit for that.
Understandable.
There's some characters I just won't give credit for.
Yeah, I there's nothing about Naval Laser I enjoy. His personality, his character, I'm not gonna knock on ability. I mean, he shoots a laser, but it's just him as a character.
It's the thing that annoys me about his character is the character design.
Yeah.
Because I just rewatched Satch Bell recently, and there is a character
I know who you're talking about.
in that show that is the same exact look as Naval Laser, and they act the same.
Which one was it? Remind me.
He's in Satch Bell. He was the Momoto that teamed up with the crocodile
Right.
in the amusement park.
Right. Okay.
It's the same character design. They act the same, and it just annoys me every time. I'm not saying I'm against being all like, "Oh, I'm perfect, I look good," and all that. I'm cool with that.
Hey, if you got that kind of confidence, by all means, but
It's the way they present it with themselves and the sparkling and all that jazz. I just do not like them. But another character I do want to talk about, I can't think of her name. Headphone Jack, though.
yeah, earphone jack.
Earphone, is that her quirk or is that her name?
That's her hero name, earphone jack. I know. I hate it. I hate her. I hate her name.
I'm gonna ask this question: are they supposed to know these people's heroes and like their human names? Because during the festival, you see everyone knows who they are.
Yeah.
Because you even see that in the latest episode, which I think is 38.
Now, see, this is what I kind of speculate. Because of all the rules, regulations they have, it's kind of like, we're gonna cross universes. It's kind of like the mutant registration act.
Are you talking about the one where in Marvel where
Yeah.
the
All
Accords?
mutants, yeah, all the mutants have to register. They have to tell their power, their abilities, so the government knows. It's kind of like the same thing. I'm pretty sure every government official or everybody is documented about their quirks and their abilities and who they are. So even it's open to the public or by public knowledge.
So then what's the point of hero names? Because before they went on their internships, it was like, hey, all right, you're going on your internships now. We need hero names.
Okay, who doesn't want to be called a hero name? That's probably the real main reason. It's like, I have a super cool hero name. I'd rather not go into battle be like, hey, Carl, come save us. I'm sorry. I mean,
But the bad thing about that is there are two people who go by their actual names.
for now.
Well, I guess one now.
Yeah, for now.
Because Tenya did take up his brother's name.
Yeah. But, maybe, I mean, that's not permanent. This is just, temporary. And if it sticks, they didn't actually say these are going to be your hero names forever. These is like, these are going to be your hero names. And if it sticks, they can be your hero names forever.
Okay, because like the two people that go by when they're choosing names, the two people that go by their name is
Shota.
Todoroki
Yeah.
and Tenya.
Yeah.
And Tenya, when going up against Hero Killer, is like, I'm Ingenium.
Yeah.
And then immediately gets his butt whooped.
Yeah. But again, Todoroki could eventually change his name to have a hero name. It's basically like a code name, just in the field code name. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's either code name / cool effect, strikes fear in your enemies, gives the the civilians hope and reassurance that you're here. I mean, because if like I said, you just run out. Hey, Carl's here to save us all. Hi, Carl. Like, wait, who? Carl who? There's like 10 million Carls out there.
I just imagine it'd be like, hey, look, Carl from IT's here today to save us. It's like, that's right. It's like, I will accept the, like, give you a cool name and everything, but a lot of them have cool names. Like, as actual names.
Yeah.
So, like, if someone came up to me and was like, Todoroki's here to save you, I'm like, cool.
Yeah, Todoroki. All right, cool. Shota Todoroki. He's coming here. But he didn't use Todoroki. He used his first name, Shota. If you remember that.
Is it Shota or Shoto? Because
Shota.
There's two characters. It's the same name, except for one's an A and one's an O.
I think it's Shota.
Okay. Because Aizawa's name is Shoto.
Yeah.
Or it's with the opposite.
It's one of those two. Yeah.
And
so
I get them confused.
So yeah, that's just basically it. I mean, Todoroki doesn't really care. That's just him. He's not
I think it was more of
at the situation.
showing that he wasn't going to follow his father.
Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure Todoroki will get his hero name. I doubt they'll leave it at just Shota.
Yeah. And actually, while looking at this, there's three other people I want to bring into this.
All right, who do you got?
I have Mezzo Shoji, who is the 8-arm or 6-arm guy.
Okay, the ability to, move body parts around.
Toru Hagakiri, the invisible girl.
I love her.
And then Hinta Sero, who is the tape guy.
Right.
Do you see their powers being used or evolving in some point to be more of a combat style thing?
Okay. Give me the names again.
We have Hinta Sera.
Okay, with Hinta Sera.
Sero.
Hinto Sero. His ability is kind of useful. He is a very muscular person. He is very built, so he could fight. He has multiple arms. He could fight.
No. That's not. Hinta Sero is the tape guy.
Oh, Hinta Sero.
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake. Okay.
I went backwards when you asked for the names.
Sorry. Okay, Hinto Sero, tape. He's kind of like Spider-Man.
It's actually who he's pretty much based off.
Yeah.
I was watching an interview with someone talking about the creator of the show, the manga and show, yeah. And he's a big fan of Western heroes.
Yeah.
So he is like Spider-Man. Yeah.
So yeah, as for his mobility, he's able to get to places fairly quickly. He's very fast. He tape around, and he could use that to capture villains or rescue people. So in a combat situation, I see he could be very functional. It just depends on how durable his tape is and what could break it or how it breaks. It just kind of depends on that.
I believe his tape is pretty strong.
Yeah, I would imagine it's strong. So it just kind of depends on the villain type it is and, what the situation. But I do see him being a very good, combat support hero, helping to fight that. All right. Next person.
We have Toru Hagakiri. And I'm butchering that name so much.
All right, we don't speak Japanese.
The invisible girl.
Stealth.
I see her more stealth because with her final against the cowboy shooter
McCree.
She for lack of a better term, she got naked to capture him.
Generally speaking, that's how she is. I mean, as it stands, I believe she's mentioned, somebody's brought it up like, hey, when you actually fully invisible, are you naked? She's like, yes, I'm kind of comfortable with it since nobody can see me, so it doesn't really bother me. So as for it, she could be, stealthy. You don't see her coming. She's there. She could enter a room, scope the situation out, check to see how many enemies are there, where they're located, what kind of weaponry they have.
So, okay, because I know invisibility is done two different ways.
Yeah.
There's the invisibility where you're just kind of invisible, but you still have to acknowledge the objects in front of you and everything?
Yeah, that's...
Or is she the type of invisibility where like she can walk through walls?
No. She's not that type of invisibility. She's definitely in contact with objects and things around her. She would run into a brick wall if she tried to go there. But that's what it seemed.
So
but,
like if she goes into a hostile room, unless the door's open.
Well, that doesn't just is it. I'm sorry. So we've seen things like something opens or just like, what the hell was that? Maybe the wind blew it. I don't know. Go check it out. Distraction. Just like go check it out. Somebody.
So the typical reason why white people die in horror movies.
Yeah. So basically, she makes a noise somewhere else. Somebody else checks it out. She slips in, sees what she can do, exits, and report back.
Okay. Yeah. And I feel like she's one of those people that could like also. I feel like she has some kind of combat ability.
Oh,
like,
she could probably
hand-to-hand combat.
She could. She definitely. I mean, if she gets some martial arts training or any kind of combat, how awful is it going to be to try to fight an invisible foe? It's just not the easiest thing to do.
No. I mean, the principal didn't see it coming. And we have Mezzo Shoji, the multiple arms.
Now,
I
okay.
believe is this Quirks' name.
All right, now with his, okay. I see him being a very combat proficient because, he is a very built person and he is able to, he has 6 arms. I mean, if he has some power between those punches, that's great. But his quirk exactly is kind of weird. Because it's not like he has 6 arms. He kind of just moves his body parts around to create something.
No, he has 6 arms.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, he kind of moves. He can form his body to do other things with those arms. Like, he built a shield with his, skin.
Yeah, he did do that, didn't he? In the cavalry battle, right?
Yeah, in the cavalry battle, he built a shield with his skin and his body. So, he could definitely be a good support character, defensive character. I'm not sure his, offensive capabilities, but it just kind of depends. We would have to see more from him.
Well, the arms he has are, better versions. His, duplicate arms are better versions than his original 2.
Are they?
Yeah, they're he has 6 arms. They're very physically strong. I don't know why he keeps his face hidden.
Same reason why Kakashi did. He's probably handsome.
Let me pull the quirk back up. But yeah, no, he's definitely physically strong. And when he's his other arms, his duplicate arms has an eyeball or eyes or mouth or ear, they can hear better, they can see better. Mezzo's tentacles have the ability to replicate parts of his body, such as his mouth, ears, and eyes. The duplicated organs appear to be enhanced versions of the originals, having more acute hearing, stronger gripping strength, etc. With this, it makes Mezzo excellent for spying and staking out missions.
Understandable, yes.
Additionally, the tentacles can make more replicas outside of the one sprout. One tentacle can produce multiple separate organs, but doing so makes the duplicates less efficient. So I feel like if he had to battle, he could.
Oh yeah, he could definitely battle. That's what he's saying. He could definitely be a very offensive person. I would say he's the tank role. He would be the tank role, a very solid defensive.
Or a distraction.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, in the final battle, we see how he noticed what the Invisible Girl was doing and just ran out in front.
Yeah. He definitely caught on quicker than some other characters would have caught on. It's like, where'd she go? What happened? I'm alone now.
So, I those are 3 characters I wanted you to see more of.
Yes. Though we'll never see one of them at all.
Pun intended. The only thing is, I've been hearing a lot of speculations about the Invisible Girl. Because you remember how in the beginning, when the League of Villains
said they had a spy.
I don't know if they said it or if
they had a mole or something.
Meteoria said it about when the League of Villains pretty much attacked the rescue. I never remember the name of that. USO.
USN.
Is it USO?
USA. No, that's America. My mistake.
the training location. Yeah. A lot of people are speculating that the Invisible Girl is the spy.
I could see where they coming from.
So I was like, I kind of want them not to be right.
I don't either. I actually like her.
Like, if I had to choose someone to be a spy...
Naval laser. Get him out of here.
Yeah. And I feel like his quirk could use... is a strong choice for a combat quirk. Because I believe his suit he made allows him to use the naval laser in other parts of his body.
Yes, he can shoot it from his knees. From what I say, it's what I saw from the battle between 13 and them.
The brief thing we saw from 13.
Yeah.
Now we didn't get the full battle of that.
I mean, there's not much to that. 13's literally like, okay, here's a black hole. See what you can do about that.
So I could see more combat use for his, but I really just want him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like since we're talking about combat, we have to throw in Katsukuri Bakudo. Although he is already very combat proficient with his quirk.
My thing is, he has an extreme temper, but
I feel like that's an understatement.
I think that's perfect for him. He needs to have that anger explosion out of him all the time. So let me think about this. Let me ask you a question. What do you think is more dangerous? A bunch of M80s going off all the time? Or a tactical nuke that's ready to blow at any second? Because, basically their quirks are their powers.
Yeah.
Or their quirks and their emotions and everything are part of them all at once. So think about if Bakugo was not as angry, quiet, kept to himself. Even though he still gets easily irritated and people piss him off, but he doesn't say anything. How much of that anger and rage and stuff like that would build up into him until he explodes one day.
See,
which could be extremely dangerous for everything around him.
My problem with him is not his temper.
Oh yeah, no.
My problem with him is he's very like I'm number one.
He has a superior complex.
Yeah, and it's like even when he really could use help, like in his battle with All Might with Deku.
Yeah.
He refuses to allow someone to help him.
Yeah.
Unless he is forced to.
Yeah.
When Deku punches him in the face.
Even then, it's the funny part. Even then, he thought about that. He's like, I don't like you, but you are getting on my nerves. So if you want to work together, this is how we do it. He's the one who came up with the plan with the gauntlets.
I think it was a 50-50 on that.
No, what? I don't ever see Midoriya Bakugo giving Midoriya asking for Bakugo's gauntlets.
No, I'm not saying that part.
Yeah.
But I think it was more like Midoriya came up with a plan to attack and then run.
Yeah.
But Bakugo was like, alright, we'll do that. But use my gauntlet.
Yes, that's what I mean. We have to hit and run.
Because for sure, I don't think Midoriya would ever ask for his gauntlet.
Yeah, no.
And Bakugo, I feel like Bakugo would be like, if Midoriya would have asked for it, would have said no.
Yes.
But since Bakuto knew the only way to beat All Might was to attack and run,
Yes.
he was like, all right, we got this.
See, Bakugo, he may be headstrong, he may be stubborn, but he thinks he actually is a good tactical thinker about.
The thing about Bakudo is when you meet him and you go through the series, you really think he might turn a villain.
Yeah.
With one, the way he acts. Two, the name he chose as a hero name. Let me rephrase that. The two names he chose as a hero name. And then when you see him battle with All Might, you really get the sense of how good of a hero he will be.
Right.
If he can stop being stubborn.
Rely on help.
I'm not going to say rely on help, but not be so bash about his
inability to do everything by himself.
Continuously attack with no plan.
That's not the thing. That's just his way of doing things. It's not him just continuously attack mindlessly, aimlessly. That's just how his quirk is. He has to use explosions to take out his
talking about the explosions part.
I mean, that's just how his quirk is.
But we've seen him use a plan in every battle, except like not every battle, but like in some battles you see him go very straightforward, like with Todoroki.
Yeah. Because
Todoroki wouldn't use his fire on him.
Yeah.
So he was like, all right, I'm mad. I want you to use your full power on me, and just charged in. He did the same thing with Midoriya in that first team battle they did. Yeah. He had no plan. He just charged in because he's like, Midoriya his power is,
Well, that was young Kachan. He didn't know what Midoriya was capable of. Like, he was still gonna treat Midoriya like he was his kid. And it's like, I'm gonna fight you the normal way because you can't do anything about that. That was just from, kind of muscle memory of him. He was, shocked that he did something to counter him. He wasn't expecting it. Threw a curveball because he's never done that before.
Yeah. And then you see him battle with Uraka, or Uraka, how you want to pronounce her name, where it looked like he was going like with no plan, but the entire time he was like 3 steps ahead of her.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he was with them against Hero Killer, he wouldn't have had a plan. Because what you see with him in All Might versus All Might was, yes, he goes in the way he fights is the way he fights, but he just wants to overcome the walls that get in front of him.
Yeah.
So if that means taking them down with any force needed, he's going to do it.
Right. See, now that you mentioned that, the stain, I'm thinking now, because of him, and to see what his powers actually were, he probably might have played a more ranged person.
Who, Bakuto?
Yeah.
How?
Well, because if he...
The only range attack he has really is the full-on gauntlet power.
Yeah.
And that would cause way too much damage in the alleyway.
Yeah, it really would have. But hey, he would have done that. All the heroes would have came in. Explosions. We got to go there. But the reason is, Bakugo shouldn't get anywhere close to him because he knows if he cuts me, my blood's gone.
But he would get close.
Somewhat. If he did, he would get in close, use his stun grenade.
Yeah.
And then attack from there. But he wants to at least blind his enemy or distract his enemies, but that's a whole nother different kind of conversation right there.
Yeah, but I think Bakudo, the way Bakudo can increase his combat and power is by not increasing his power, but increasing his other parts of combat. Like which you see what All Might tells him is like a level 1 and a level 50 can't grow at the same pace.
Right.
But you have a lot of potential, a wasted potential.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much he is blinded by the hatred and the hatred toward Deku, because Deku is
growing faster
growing
than,
so much faster than he is.
yeah.
And the fact that like he's pretty much, oh, there's a wall in front of me, I'm going to take you down, and he's blinded by the what's it called, the not the urge, but the ability, like he's like, what's it called, the urge to be better.
Right.
So like I feel like if he would learn to just like not work on being the best or being blinded by being the best and just kind of be a hero,
Yeah.
that would increase his combat ability so much more. So, is there anyone else you want to talk about from Class 1A?
I think we covered about most of them, really.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone.
We really didn't cover Sugar Rush. I mean, but
We also haven't seen much of Sugar Rush or the guy he teamed up with, Red Riot.
oh, I'm looking forward to Red Riot. I've seen some things in the manga from a previous friend who showed me Red Riot, who she refers to him as one of her favorites from 1A. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Red Riot's going to be doing in the future.
See,
but
that's the thing. I have people tell me read the manga.
yeah,
And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I like the.
I like the anime too. I've never read it.
It's not like the manga's bad. 'Cause from
Oh,
what I
no.
hear, it's pretty similar.
Yeah,
But it's more like I like being surprised at what I'm about to watch next.
I like to see. I'm a visual person. I like to see the action in front of me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with it. But she showed me just a snippet of the scene. I don't know the full thing of what happened, but
I've seen some snippets of his, and I'm curious about it.
yeah.
But he's also one of those people who don't really. He doesn't think.
Yeah, no, his powers. Yeah, no, with him, he doesn't really think.
Him and Sugar Rush did not think at all
They
during their final.
they literally bum rushed through it. Oh, brick wall. It was literally a brick wall. They ran straight through it. They just kept running through a brick wall.
So I would like to see more of them, and them to actually think before just rushing in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in his sports festival battle, him and his twin, for lack of a better term, were legitly just pulling a Pokemon, the first movie, where Pikachu, like the two Pikachu were kind of slapping each other. They were doing the same thing.
Basically.
So I would like to see them evolve more intellectually than
Physically.
than more physical amount. Tenya? Did we talk about Tenya?
No, Tenya has some emotional family stuff to accomplish, but then I would think he'd be a great hero.
So you think once he gets over the emotional wall he built himself,
Yes.
he will be a better combat fighter,
Yes. He's very good at combat as it is now.
which
But-
you see in the hero killer battle.
Yeah, but at that point, that hero battle, he was emotionally clouded. His judgment was not where it should be or what it
In the
needed
beginning.
to be. In the beginning, yes. But
Because at the end he was like, I'm going to protect my friends,
yeah,
and I want to say he did a mega kick.
basically, he did a mega kick. Yes, that's it. He has some things because at the end of this episode, you see him going to the hospital to visit his brother. So he has to overcome his brother never being able to be a hero again.
Yeah.
He has to acknowledge the fact that now he is the new Ignium. He has to see what his potential is. He has to try to realize to live in his brother's footsteps. He tried to walk in his brother's shoes and his shadows, and he has doubts about that because he looked up to his brother. His brother was his hero, his idol.
He has to make Ingenium his
Yeah.
hero.
Yes, he has to give on the legacy of Ingenium. So he has probably some doubts about himself, like, can I actually do this? Can I be as great as my brother was? Will I ever be as great as my brother was? That kind of deal.
I want to make this a DC reference real quick. What Tanya is doing right now from what you explained and what the anime shows, he's pretty much Wally West when Barry Allen died.
Right.
He had the emotional block on him, and once he was able to lift that emotional block, he surpassed Barry.
Right.
So which ironically they both run. So.
Yeah. Speedsters. But yeah, it's just like that. They always said the newer generation will always surpass the older ones. So that's just what he's hoping. Like
Did they say that? Did they say that in the anime?
If it wasn't that one, it was another one I watched.
Because I know, like, Todoroki has been said to surpass his father.
Yeah. I think All Might have mentioned, like, this generation's supposed to, they say generations always surpass their previous encounters. I think something
was that
like
for One for All? Was that for One for All? Because from what I understand, no one who hold the One for All quirk was able to be All for One until All Might, who's done it twice. So I feel like it got stronger and stronger each time it was passed down.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is what he was talking about.
It might have been the students. I mean, I think because he is still a teacher and he still has hope and he still sees the potential of his students. So I'm thinking he thinks this generation is going to surpass the previous generations of heroes.
And I could see that because a lot of them have potential.
A lot of them do.
In one way or another, however you want to look at them, even Naval Laser and Mineta grape juice. Which every time I say that, I want grape juice.
God.
So yeah, they all have potential, and I would like for them to grow. I really want a release date for season 3.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Because the end of the episode was like, to be continued, or third season or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, so we are getting a third season.
100%. As popular as My Hero Academia is, yeah, definitely. We got like pop figures. I'm waiting for the whole class. I want whole 1A as pops.
That's okay. Look, I buy pops a lot. I have a good collection of pops, in my opinion, for me. But if they come out with class 1A pops, I'm gonna be broke.
It's about 20 characters in 1A. Plus, they're gonna probably do the teachers, All Mights, and
well, they already have an All Might.
Oh yeah, true. Plus Aizo Sensei, because he's
and then Present Might. I would be broke.
That's how they're gonna get your money.
Like I will be broke because I will get them all.
And the sad part would be, I would buy the Invisible Girls pop. I don't care if it's nothing but her in her cheerleader outfit. They could just have a box and just some clothes. I would still buy it.
Well, yeah, they would have some kind of.
They don't even know. Just literally make the box crystal clear, but some clothes just hanging out. Like, yeah, you could take it out, but I don't want to recommend it. It'd be funny. I think it would be hilarious.
I would too. I would buy that.
All right. Well,
but is that it for you, Carl?
Yeah. Thanks. That's about it.
All right. Thank you for joining on the late night. Talk about My Hero Academia and the quirks and their ability to grow as they continue on their hero journey. My name is David Jones. This is my guest,
Carl Wise.
And thank you for listening. Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.